These cars weren't banned because of cheating. Group B rally cars were banned because no human could survive what this class created. These monsters made 600 to 800 horsepower. They weighed 900 kilograms. The machines hit 100 kilometers per hour in under 3 seconds, on gravel, next to crowds standing inches from the road. This wasn't racing. Group B was organized insanity that killed the people who loved it most. The FIA creates a monster. Let's go back to 1982. The FIA wanted spectacle. Rally racing was getting boring, predictable, safe. The FIA created Group B with almost no restrictions. Build whatever you want, the FIA said. Just make 200 road versions for homologation. That's it. No power limits, no weight minimums, no restrictions on technology. The FIA opened Pandora's box, and this class became automotive chaos. Manufacturers looked at the rules and went absolutely berserk. Audi developed the Quattro S1. Lancia created the Delta S4. Peugeot built the 205 T16. Ford developed the RS200. These weren't normal rally cars. These machines were purpose-built weapons designed to go as fast as physically possible. The philosophy behind the class was simple: maximum power, minimum weight, no compromises. Engineers didn't care about comfort. The cars didn't need to be practical. These machines existed for one purpose: winning stages at any cost. The result? The most extreme rally cars in history. The technology was cutting edge. These cars used turbochargers producing massive boost. The machines had advanced all-wheel drive systems. They used composite materials and aluminum to save every possible gram. This represented the absolute peak of 1980s automotive technology, with zero safety considerations. The crowds loved it. Spectators stood on the edge of stages, sometimes actually on the road itself. Fans wanted to be close to the action. Spectators didn't understand how fast these cars were, how little control drivers actually had. This created a perfect storm of speed and stupidity. The monsters. Let's talk about the machines that made Group B legendary and lethal. The Audi Quattro S1 was the class's first true monster. It started the evolution with turbocharged 5-cylinder power and Quattro all-wheel drive. Early versions made around 400 horsepower, but Audi kept developing the Quattro S1 throughout the era's existence. By 1985, it was making over 500 horsepower. The S1 E2 version, 600 horsepower. The car got more powerful, more extreme, more dangerous every season. The Lancia Delta S4 was the technological masterpiece and nightmare. It used both a turbocharger and a supercharger on the same engine. The twin charging system meant it had zero turbo lag and made power everywhere. The car produced 480 horsepower in rally trim, but it could make over 1,000 horsepower in qualifying trim. The Delta S4 was so powerful that drivers couldn't use full throttle on most stages. It would spin all 4 wheels on gravel, even in 4th gear. The Peugeot 205 T16 was the giant killer. It looked like a normal Peugeot 205 hatchback, but the T16 shared almost nothing with the road car. It was mid-engined with the turbocharged engine behind the driver. The car made 450 horsepower initially, then 500-plus horsepower in Evolution 2 form. It weighed barely 900 kilograms. The power-to-weight ratio was insane even by modern standards. The Ford RS200 represented the final evolution before the ban. It was purpose-built with no connection to any road car. The RS200 used a mid-mounted turbocharged engine making 450 horsepower initially. The Evolution made 598 horsepower. It was so advanced that the drivers who raced it scared them. These machines shared common traits: composite bodywork to save weight, massive turbochargers creating instant power, all-wheel drive systems trying to control the chaos, and absolutely zero margin for error. These machines demanded perfection from drivers because they gave no second chances. The insanity. The performance numbers from this era seem impossible even today. These cars hit 100 kilometers per hour in 2.5 to 3 seconds on dirt roads with 1980s tire technology. The machines reached speeds over 200 kilometers per hour on forest stages with trees inches away. They generated G-forces that made drivers black out mid-stage. The Audi Quattro S1 at Pikes Peak is the class's most insane moment captured on film. Walter Röhrl drove it up Pikes Peak in 1987. The car climbed 1,500 turns on gravel and pavement with 1,000-foot drops and no guardrails. Röhrl set a record that stood for years. This showed what the technology could do with a brave driver and zero room for mistakes. These cars would catch fire regularly. The turbo systems ran so hot that they would literally ignite during stages. Drivers continued racing with flames shooting from their machines. The Delta S4 was especially prone to fires because its composite bodywork was flammable. Drivers experienced physical torture. The G-forces caused vision problems. The violence of suspension over rough stages caused back injuries. Co-drivers would vomit from motion sickness mid-stage, but keep calling pace notes. The physical demands were inhuman. The speed meant spectators couldn't react. These machines would crest a hill doing 180 kilometers per hour, and spectators had milliseconds to move. Fans didn't move because they wanted to touch the cars as they passed. This stupidity, combined with the speed, created inevitable tragedy. The tragedies and the ban. This era killed people. That's not hyperbole. The speed and spectator culture created deadly accidents. The 1985 Tour de Corse saw the first driver death. Attilio Bettega crashed his Lancia 037. The car hit a tree and Bettega died instantly. This was a warning that the class ignored. Then came 1986 Rally Portugal. Joaquim Santos lost control of his Ford RS200. The car plowed into spectators standing on the road. 3 people died. Over 30 people were injured. This showed that these machines were too fast for the safety measures that existed. The final straw came at the 1986 Tour de Corse. Henri Tovanin and his co-driver Sergio Cresto crashed their Lancia Delta S4. The car went off the road, fell into a ravine, and exploded. Both men burned to death. The Delta S4's flammable composite bodywork turned the crash into an inferno. The FIA had no choice. This class was killing people. The cars were too fast, too powerful, too dangerous. On May 1, 1986, the FIA announced Group B would be banned effective January 1, 1987. The category died overnight after just 4 years of competition. Group A replaced it. Group A rules limited power drastically. The cars were based on production vehicles with restricted modifications. Group A was safer, slower, more controllable. Group A was everything this era wasn't. Rally racing survived, but the spectacle died. The manufacturers were devastated. Audi had spent millions developing the Quattro S1. Lancia had the Delta S4 perfected. Peugeot dominated with the 205 T16. Ford's RS200 never got to prove itself. All this development became worthless when the class ended. Group B Rally was the most dangerous era in motorsport history. It created cars so fast that humans couldn't control them. It put these machines on public roads with spectators standing in harm's way. This category killed drivers, co-drivers, and fans. It had to be stopped. But this era left a legacy that still defines rally culture. It represents the peak of unrestricted automotive insanity. These cars are worshipped by enthusiasts. The footage still gets millions of views. This is what happens when racing has no limits. Manufacturers fear another Group B. The FIA will never create regulations that open like this again. This era proved that unlimited power and minimal restrictions create spectacular racing and inevitable tragedy. Group B is rally racing's greatest achievement and biggest cautionary tale. It was too extreme to survive, but too legendary to forget.